Hey there, it's BitB, and welcome out to another BitB stream. Thank you guys very much for coming out. Today is currently a Wednesday, and oh boy, I'm really excited about this one. No idea if anybody else is going to be excited about it. Hey, Mapley. I hope you're having a good day. So anyways, we're going to be playing PC Building Simulator. Some of you out there are probably listening to that and being like, what? Ew, that's disgusting. That's random out of nowhere. Why? Why are you doing that? And then there's some other people in here who are just like, oh, you've already done that so many freaking times in the past. Why the heck are you doing it again? So it's either you're a veteran and disgusted, or you're a new person and you're disgusted. One of the two. In any case, I'm doing this for me. I'm doing this as a soul cleansing. Something to, give myself something to enjoy. Because as a lot of you probably know, I'm a massive geek for PC parts and things like that. So, yeah, that's what we're going to be doing today. And I figured it might be a fun opportunity to dive into showing you guys the basics of what building a PC is. And, building a couple of rigs here. Why the heck not? So we're going to be doing some free play mode, but then we are going to move on to doing possibly some campaign-related stuff a little bit later on, depending on if I have any time to be able to do any of that. I've been doing some of the campaign in the background, so yeah. Mapley is currently modeling. Oh dear, that can only mean terrifying things. I'm looking forward to seeing whatever the heck it is. Whoa. Okie dokie. So, let's go ahead and dive on into the game, shall we? Now, do you guys remember that I made a PC Parts 101 series? I'm going to be asking a couple of questions to you guys in the chat. I'm going to poll you a little bit and see, how much you know about PCs. I figured that'd be a fun little element, too. So, here we go. Let's turn that music off and turn this music on. Right? 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 Oh, thank God. I was just like, where's the music? All right. It's a V2 of one of my partner's pressure characters. I've been meaning to do that for a while, but lately it's been blah. Ooh, neat. Just got back from the store after 15 minutes of waiting for my stepdad to text me back if he wanted me to pick up milk while I was there. Delicious. I mean, at least you're I don't know. Should I make the should I make the dark joke? At least you're going and picking up the milk and not the dad. Otherwise, the dad would step out and would never come back. True story for some people. All right, let's transition over to the game, eh? Go. All right, here we are. It's like my home away from home, man. I've played this so much. Again, we're currently doing free build. Yay. And yes, this is the music that comes stock in PC Building Simulator. It's very funky. It flip-flops between a couple of different types of tracks. Here, let me see if... I think I'm going to lower down the volume just a little bit here. Just a tiny bit. Just a little bit. There we go. Anyways, so I have got an opening question for you guys. Oh! Sorry, Phoenix. CJPU says, excuse me, good sir. If you are a geek and a nerd with PC parts, what are your favorites? I try not to have too much bland royalty. I try not to have too much brand royalty. Mostly because, for some reason, there's a lot of brands that have come out of the woodwork talking about, I don't know, just being kind of scummy. or like they have terrible like support problems or like many different failures and things. But if I had to be a brand loyalist, I still have a little bit of a warm-hearted thing for Asus products, just because they've done me well in the past. I actually have a Zotac. I think it's Zotac. I think I have a Zotac graphics card, so that I enjoy that. I use EVGA parts pretty frequently. As of late, I think I've been diving to MSI when it comes to my motherboard. What other things? Oh, funny enough, I released a video not too long ago, and it was somebody who said... Actually, it was about RAM. I made a video about RAM, and somebody pointed out that, like, you know, there's a ton of manufacturers of RAM, but it really doesn't matter at the end of the day, because a lot of them get their exact same chips from, like, the exact same sources. And it's just a matter of, like, I don't know, which person that throws the chips onto a board do you prefer? And that's funny. It's interesting. I made that series, but I learned a heck of a lot from that series. I know it was supposed to be sort of an educational thing, but I learned a lot too. All right, I'm going to poll you guys. So here we are in the computer den. What is the first thing that you think I should be grabbing for this PC build? What are your thoughts? We're currently in a room with a whole bunch of workstations. What are we missing? What's one thing that you think is kind of important when it comes to a PC build? And no, it's not a set of hands. You come standard with those. Hopefully. Depending. Correct, actually. Technically, you're right. For some people, they like to start out with grabbing the motherboard and all of that jazz, but for PC Building Simulator specifically, you know, what's the part that you absolutely have to start out with, no matter what? Like, I don't know why they went so hard on, like, making a whole bunch of music for this game. PC, otherwise, how are you going to be playing the game? Okay. This is like... Okay, for building a PC, how do you first build a PC? Well, you need a PC for that, obviously. How are you going to be playing the game? You are correct. I'm just going to go ahead and cut to the chase here. We need a case. Like, desperately need some sort of a case. Now, luckily, I happen to have some cases that, like, the game automatically gives you, so I'm going to go ahead and just grab this one. We're going to start out with this. I'm thinking, first of all, we're going to try and build, like, the most bargain basement parts for this particular computer. And then we'll ramp up in quality and in, like, you know, scope as we move on. So, motherboards, funny enough, I think it's Mortoni or whatever the heck is, like, the in-game brand. So, let's go ahead with the Mortoni, like, in-game brand. That's my first thought before motherboard. Sorry, I can't read today. My current PC is an open concept build, meaning it's just out in the open. Really? Ooh. See, I've never thought to do that because I'm too much of a chicken. Anyway, so we're going to start by... Actually, funny enough, this is free build, so I can just go to the computer and grab any old part that I want. All right. So, the first thing that we need before anything is we need to lay down the motherboard, which is basically the foundation for your computer. And for this, I'm just going to go with the cheapest option possible. We're going to go with, like, cheap options possible first for our first builds here. And then we're going to move into doing more... I think I'm going to go with more of a middle ground PC, aka I'm going to go for a PC that kind of mirrors what I have. Then... we're going to get into the crazy shit. We're gonna go absolutely insane. Ooh, this is what you have so far for the model. Oh, that is a big old jacket. I like it. You're doing good so far. Keep it up, Mapley. All right, so let's start off with the motherboard. Again, Mortoni, I'm fairly certain is just a generic brand that they have in the power. Actually, no, not power washing. Sorry, I play a lot of Power Wash Simulator in this stream as well. Anyway, PC Building Simulator. I have never heard of a Mortoni outside of this game, so... Doing something new with it since my partner mentioned it at one point. Oh, what are you doing new? Oh, dear freaking God! It took me a minute. I was just like, what's different? Oh, face! Split face. Terrifying. I like it. Alright, so next up, let's grab a CPU. I'm trying to think. I think let's go with a Pentium for this guy, just because. Again, we're going for like bargain basement, the absolute lowest specs we possibly can. Chatty Frog is here. Hello, welcome to the stream. We're currently playing PC Building Simulator, and I'm showing you the ropes for how a PC is built. So, CJPU, not quite. I said the CPU without the J. But we're getting there. We're close. Pierce is also here. Hello. Sorry, you didn't say anything in the chat yet. I try not to do that. but I see you peeking in. Mapley, why? Why throw apple? I think my dad built his own PC. Ooh, very nice. Very industrial. All right. Back to what I was saying, though. Oh, I should probably give some descriptions for what all of these things are. Yeah, the motherboard is kind of the base skeleton of what your PC is. Like, it's the thing that connects all of the other bits together to it. The processor is kind of like a brain. Or, I don't know, is it a brain? Yeah, it's basically a brain. It's the thing that circulates a lot of logic and stuff like that. Oh, you have Jello in the fridge. Neat. He does coding and quality assurance around that, so it makes sense. Nice. So, yeah, we got that down. However, we need a cooler. What kind of cooler should we go for? Let's just go with the cheapest. Oh, okay, not super cheap. We'll go with this. Arctic Alpine, whatever the heck. Now, before we move on, does anybody see anything that I did wrong there? I'm very curious about that. How many of you guys are industrial enough that you know exactly what I did wrong there? While we wait for that, I'm going to grab a drink of water. Hydrate, people. Or dihydrate. Orange flavor. No thermal paste! That, Chatty got it. Hey, Pink is here. Hello. Welcome to the stream. Thermal paste. I was doing something with Discord. It's not a race. But you're right. Yes. I did not include thermal paste. For the love of all that's holy... Yippee! Chatty Frog! For the love of all that's holy, add thermal paste. I don't care what shape you do the thermal paste in. There's several different methods that people use. Whatever, as long as it gets on the frickin' board. I know that... Oh, but there's gonna be bubbles and stuff like that. In this particular pattern, whatever, just use thermal paste. That's better than nothing. Alright. So we got that going for us. I'm gonna say now we should probably consider the memory. And we don't need anything crazy. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and go for this ADATA Premier series. Whatever. Now, on actual real motherboards, you need to do research and find out which ones of these, like, memory slots you should be inserting your memory into first. Like, it's very not good if you decide to just throw your RAM into random slots on the motherboard. Like, you need to figure out, especially RAM tends to come in twos. and they tend to work in sequence with each other. And if you don't set it up properly, they might not mesh correctly. And I mean, the RAM will probably work. It's just one half of it isn't going to be as effective, and that means you're not going to have as effective. And just in general, you want everything that you bought for your computer to work and function properly. Typically 2 to 4 slots. Most motherboards nowadays should be on the paper that it comes with, but indeed. Can I say something really exciting? Heck yeah. What's exciting? I want to know. Say the thing. I want to be excited. Excitement is fun. Oh, you got approved for disability. Nice. Oh, man. Like, the worst part about setting up for disability is... Yippee! The worst part about setting up for disability or anything to do with the government is definitely the footwork when it comes to paperwork. So, I am very happy for you. I am very glad that you got that approved. Also, I've heard a couple of people in my life that, like, have attempted to try and gun for disability and they don't end up getting it for whatever stupid technical reasons. Despite the fact that, like, they've got all manner of different reasons why they are absolutely prime for disability, and yet they just don't get it. Oh, your doctor helped a bunch. That's nice. Awesome. So anyway, so we got CPU. We've got the RAM, which, by the way, the RAM, that basically counts as short-term memory. Like, it's something... Like, basically, whenever your computer is processing something, if your computer needs to hold information open for a certain period of time, it will load it into RAM, and then when it doesn't need it anymore, it just dumps it. Usually that is for, like, loading up a program for, like, a brief period of time. Now, while we're talking about, you know, short-term memory, why don't we go ahead and install the long-term memory, the hard drive. Now, where the heck is the hard drive on this son of a... I'm assuming it's in the back. Yep. There it is. Hard drive bays. Now, I'm going to install something into this computer that... I'm not going to say it's obsolete, but it's definitely something that's, like, on its way out. And that is a hard disk drive. Yeah, let's just go with the more Tony Easy Store. 120 gigabytes. Despite the fact that 120 gigabytes is not enough. I don't care who you are. You should probably be working with at least a terabyte. At least in this day and age. But no, like, hard disk drives are spinning drives, and the technology has been around for a really long time. But it's kind of on its way out because we're starting to move in the direction of, if I scroll down here, more like solid-state drives, which is literally just like a big old circuit board with a bunch of, like, RAM chips, or actually, no, ROM chips, I think is the term. I'm trying to remember. Anyway, it's got computer chips, like, all speckled on it, and they are specifically programmed to hold data. And yeah, it's just a much quieter, a much faster means of transferring data and things like that. The one thing that somebody did point out to me in, again, one of my PC educational videos is that sometimes it's actually worth it to have a spinning disk drive because of the fact that a spinning disk drive has, like, less of a chance of... Actually, well, I wouldn't say less of a chance of failing. I'll say a spinning disk drive can fail. However, data recovery is a heck of a lot easier than something like, NAND chips, I think is what it is. Like, the, NAND chips on a solid-state drive, because that requires, like, unsoldering them and all of that jazz. And there are not many places that actively have the ability to do that. It's a lot easier for, like, data recovery places to just take your disk drive and pull it out of that unit and then put it into another one, like... I don't know. Like, they did give, like, a pretty good explanation for why it's probably best not to completely pass off hard drives as completely worthless. It's got its uses. For, like, storage, for your everyday storage, I would say maybe get an SSD. But if we're talking about backup, I think having, like, you know, a really nice hard disk drive is a pretty good thing. And, like, there's a lot of external disk drives that still use hard disk nowadays. So I hope I'm not boring anybody with all this information. Also, I hope I'm being accurate. Emergency back is best case for SSD for stability and M.2 for speed. Oh, heck yes. M.2s are, like, frickin' fun. I definitely enjoy M.2s, like, significantly. Mostly because, like, I don't know, it takes a whole lot of the guesswork and the thought out of installing hard drives onto your computer nowadays. It's just like, oh, hey, click, screw one screw in, you're done. Anyway, so yeah, we've got a hard drive currently installed into here, so that's all of our memory needs. Let's move on to the graphics card, which let's be real, we don't need anything crazy in this computer. Not really. Let's go for chipset. Okay, all right. I'm a little bit of a NVIDIA fanboy. Okay, I will say that for the record. Like, both of them are good, but for brand loyalty, I would go with NVIDIA. And I know they're being really big assholes nowadays. Honestly, I think my next computer build will likely be AMD instead of NVIDIA just because of the decisions that they've been making as of late. Though, I do know that there's a lot of programs that utilize NVIDIA's, like, CUDA Core... Well, not CUDA Core. What is it? NV encoding? I think that's what it is. And I don't know if there's a comparable thing on, like, AMD components. I'm not sure. I have to do research on that. Anyway, let's go with NVIDIA. And let's just go with, like, something super basic. Let's go with GTX 700. Like, GTX has been completely phased out. It is no longer a thing. So let's go with GTX. Something disgusting. Here, give me a second. Now, for a real computer, you need to pay attention to the speed of these particular PCIe slots. Because with a real computer, some of these slots are like 16x, some of them are 8x. I think the size of the slot actually differs depending on, like, what kind of speed it allows for. So, you know, it's not too hard to pay attention to that. Okay, let's move on to storage. Oh wait, not storage. I'm an idiot. God. I hope I'm not too cringe. NVIDIA is prioritizing AI. Yes, you are correct. I believe AMD has something similar, but you don't necessarily need something really powerful. I don't need anything crazy. Like, here's the thing. Here's a little bit of information about the stream. I'm currently running a 2-computer setup. I have a streaming PC over here on my right, and then a gaming PC to my left. And then I use capture devices to send footage from the game PC over to the stream PC. And so, honestly, I don't need anything super powerful in order to run the stream. Like, all I need is something that runs games and makes them look fairly decent. That's it. Aside from that, like, as long as the computer over here can process a stream's output, I'm pretty good with anything. Ooh, Amazing World of Gumball. I've only seen, like, little bits and snippets of Amazing World of Gumball. Anyway, let's we can grab, like, any old power supply. This is the cheap computer that we're not really giving too much of a crap about. The one that we're not really, like, putting a whole lot of thought into. Is like, meh, sure. Part starting with A, yeah, got it. Let me put the bracket back on here. Okay. Now, is there anything that I'm missing here? I don't think so. I think that's basically all the parts that we need. I kind of skipped through a whole lot of explanations and stuff. I mean, obviously, the graphics card, it makes all of the pictures and things that, like, you know, go whoosh on your computer screen. The power supply obviously sends power to everything. There we go. Explained. Now, let's install cables, which, by the way, PC Building Simulator simplifies the cable process so ridiculously. If there's anything that, like, bugs the heck out of me when it comes to building an actual PC, it's the cable process. It's the one that makes me so terrified the most. Getting a 7th season after 7 years of being canceled. I heard something about that. And that's interesting. I guess they... I mean, alright, so question. Gumball is, like, Cartoon Network, right? I feel like Cartoon Network has been shooting a whole lot of nothings as of late. So... I don't know. I get the suspicion they're probably looking for something to keep themselves afloat. So, alrighty. I think that will just about do it. Let's go ahead and put the cables in. There we go. Now, one thing we're gonna need... This computer is completely devoid of any kind of operating system. So, let's plug in this USB thing, and we're just gonna say that, oh yeah, I totally put some kind of a bootable OS onto this USB, and I am going to run the computer now. Also, I'm fairly certain that it's probably all set and ready to go, so I'm just gonna put the side panels and stuff back on. There we go. All right, let's power it up. I wish installing OSs was this simple. It's just plug and play, call it a day. Nothing crazy happening. There we go. It's all done. Though, I think for funsies, I'm going to install 3D Mark and see just how crap this computer actually is. Ba-dum. Reminds me of Linux. It does! It reminds me of Ubuntu. Especially the color scheme. Absolutely. There's a character named Rob, who everyone thinks is like 17 or 16, but he's actually 13 and just tall. Which has its ups and downs in the fandom. Ups and downs? You mean tall and short? Sorry, bad joke. Anyway. Let's 3D Mark this and see what it does. Oh, hell. Oh, no. I'm trying to remember what this part is. I think this part is the CPU, which, yeah, this is currently running a Pentium. Which Pentium? When was the last time that you heard Pentium in, like, any modern conversation? Not many. Actually, that reminds me of Weird Al's All About the Pentiums. Just a little bit. It gave up. It's just like, this scene's too hard. Moving on to graphics card. Oh, jeez, no. Graphics card sucks too. Yeah, this computer, no good. It sucks. We have... Oh, God. We're not even going to get past... We didn't even get past seeing the... There are entire sequences of, like, events that take place in these previews. It's good for all-around browser office-related tasks. Yep. Let's see. I follow DankPods, and DankPods has got a specific philosophy when it comes to hardware, and that is, if you are somebody who is like older or is not really adept at 1256, yeah, that sounds about right. If you are somebody who is not really adept to hardware or electronics or things like that, the one thing that you don't want to do is you don't want to give them the worst of the worst. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to give somebody a computer that's like, you know, you're going to just be like, oh, grandma doesn't need this. It's fine. Grandma's not a power user. We'll just get him this. This'll do word processing, and this'll do, like, internet and YouTube videos just fine. Yeah, it's all good. No, actually, you probably want to get them something that's fairly fast and fairly decent for your money. It's mostly because you don't want them to absolutely despise their device. That's an easy way to make somebody absolutely, like, hate computers, is to give them the worst computer you can possibly give them and just be like, "Hey, grandson, there's something wrong with my computer. It's super slow and it's not doing anything." That's usually why, like, the second that they get any kind of a virus, it immediately goes downhill. Oh, God. Oh, that reminds me. Did I ever talk about this on the stream? I feel like I did, but I'm going to go ahead and say it anyway, just because it's relevant. My mom recently ran into an interesting little thing not too long ago on her computer. She was using it, and she's very particular about the way that she has her shortcuts and things set up, and she gets very confused whenever, like, the shortcuts are just not there. Well, all of her shortcuts on her main page on her browser were just completely different one day. And she was like, "What? That's weird. Why is that happening? I don't understand. Somebody who's computer literate, help." And it's a good thing that she did that, because then my brother ended up coming over and taking a look at her computer, and he found out that her computer absolutely had a virus of some kind. Or, like, if not a virus, just some kind of horrible malware. And it was, like, messing around with the browsers on her computer and, like, shifting things and installing pieces of software that probably shouldn't have been there. And the worst part is how apparently she got it. I forget if it was, like, somebody who sent her a PDF or if it was, like, a PDF that she found. But she found a PDF that she needed to open, and the website that she was getting the PDF from told her to install this one thing to run PDFs. And you can probably take a guess. That was not a PDF viewer. Instead, it was something that did a lot of other things aside from being a PDF viewer. But what sucks is that, like, honestly, you know, I like to think that I'm pretty invulnerable when it comes to running into virus-y types of things like that. But you know what? If you're out of the loop, even just a little bit, something like that could fool you. That really sucks. All right. Well, now that we have run this computer, you know, this is a very basic, bog standard sort of computer. Let's build a PC that's more in tune with what, like, I have. Here, we're going to start by, we're going to grab, like, a case of some kind. And for this, I'm actually going to be very specific about the brand, because I actually have a Fractal computer. Sadly, I do not... This game does not have the exact same case that that I have, and that makes me sad. Oh well. Actually, let's build it over here. Yeah, there we go. Here we go. Okay, let's fill this thing up. Oh, also, I just remembered, another thing that I have a major brand loyalty thing for is Intel. I know. Shut up. I know AMD is a thing, and AMD is probably like a better thing for like an enthusiast. But I don't know. Okay, anyway. Let's go for motherboards. Socket type. I think Coffee Lake is a more modern version. So we're going to go with Coffee Lake. Or at least I know that Coffee Lake is kind of within the same zone as the type of, like, you know, CPU that I would use. Now, once again, I have been going for MSI for... Actually, hold on a second. MSI MEG Z390 Ace? Ain't that the same one that I got? Hold the shit. Hold up. Huh. Well, I guess I'm going for that. I never know, like, you know, what has been updated in PC Building Simulator and what hasn't. Yeah, no shit. I think this is literally my PC case. Or my PC's motherboard. Which motherboard for which computer, I'm wondering. I don't know. I think it might be this one. Well, whatever. That makes me happy. Okay. Let's grab ourselves a processor. Luckily, this program is very nice, and it tells you what is compatible and what is not. I think it's not an i5. It's definitely an i7. And I guess it would be an i7 8700K. I specifically got a K because who knows? Maybe one day I'll overclock my frickin' computer, which I don't really do. Okay. Next up, let's grab a CPU cooler of some kind. I think it could be any old thing, honestly. I do not have water cooling, so let's go for a Be Quiet branded one. How about that? I've heard Be Quiet is fairly decent. How big we want to go? I'm gonna go with this one. Oh, shoot. Hold on a second. Boop. I think it's like Be Quiet, and I also have used like Cooler Master a heck of a lot back in the day. All right, which one of these things was I using for? What was this guy? Yeah, I think so. Problem is, I have absolutely no idea whether or not this is a good one, a bad one. Brr. Question mark. All right, so we got that going for us. Memory. I actually don't remember how much memory is inside either of these machines. I think that one has got 64 gigs. I use a lot of RAM because I do a lot of video editing, so let me go with... What's the highest frequency thing that I can use on this board? It's pretty freaking high. If I know me, I'm fairly certain I didn't get anything any higher than like 3,400. Because I'm like that. I'm just like, what's the big deal? I don't need anything crazy. No, hush. Corsair. What brand of RAM do I have? Very likely the brand of RAM that I have is probably in here. I didn't do the research to figure it out, though. Let's just go with, Corsair Vengeance LPX. Because that's likely what I got. There we go. We're going to fill it up with about 64 gigs of RAM. Good stuff. We'll work on graphics card in just a little bit. Storage. Okay, we're gonna actually do an M.2. Any old M.2 will do in this case. Though if I wanted to go for like authenticity to make it actually accurate, I don't go for anything lower than 1 terabyte nowadays. Let's go with like Team Group. And bam, your hard drive is installed. You don't have to worry about it, like, you know, snaking SATA cables across the entirety of the computer. It's just like, done. Like, man, PC Building Simulator takes out so much of the extra, like, so much of the extra bulk and the frustration of building a computer. Sorry I'm not talking as much. I'm watching this stream while doing the dishes. Hey, no problem. You don't have to, like, do a whole bunch of talking. I'm just happy you're here. And also, I hope the dishes are not giving you too much trouble. Okay. Now what do I do? Power supply? Why not? Let's do power supply. What? What did I just take out? What? Whoops. Dust filter. Put that back. Anyway, let's try and be a little bit accurate with this. I almost always gun for, like, EVGA power supplies. They've done me well in the past. You know what I mean? However... I ain't seeing... Nah. See, another thing about me is that I tend to get power supplies that are way overpowered for my actual PCs. Mostly because I don't want to actually do the brain power to be like, how many watts am I going to use in this machine? I don't care. I just sort of, like, ballpark it. I make an assumption of, like, how much am I going to need? At the most, I think I'm going to need at least, like, 1,000. Let's do this between these two. Okay, which one of these things fit? None of them except for Antec High Current Gamer Extreme Series. Good enough. Having to do them for my brother while he's helping my stepdad with some construction work in the yard. Hey, it sounds like you got off easy. Dishes, that sounds pretty cushy. Anyway, if I remember correctly, I think I have a 1,000 watt in my ring. So we're just gonna go with that. Now, let's go grab the boy. I think it's Zotac. Is it Zotac? Yes, it's Zotac. I think this is it. There we are. Zotac Gaming GeForce RTX 3070 Ti. Amp Hollow. Let me unscrew a couple of these guys here. And boy, oh boy, I spent way too much fucking money on this thing. I got this thing around the exact same time that there was the chip shortage issue. And, yeah, graphics cards were coming down the pipeline really, really slow. And also there were a bunch of douche canoes that were using it to generate Bitcoin. So I ended up picking up this up for, I think, I don't even remember how much. It had to have been a little bit over. I don't want to say double the price. I think it's like the price and a half of one of these things. Was it worth it? I don't know. I don't freaking know. But there it is. It's in the computer now. And it's big. It's huge. It wasn't even a 3080. That's what makes me upset. I'm just like, dang it, I didn't even get like, you know, like the mid top of the line. Son of a. At least it was a TI. All right. Anything else that I'm missing in here? I think we're good. Yeah. Yeah, I think we're good. Let's go ahead and install some cables. I'm just happy that I got a generation of card that doesn't involve, like, worrying about it exploding. You know what I mean? That whole thing with NVIDIA and their power cables melting is really messing with me. Not a fan of that. There we go. And let's go ahead and close her off. Okay. Let's give this thing a play. Ooh. Oh, shoot. That's right. It has no OS. Whoops. Look at that. Oh, it installs like a dream. Oh, yeah, look at the colors go. It doesn't quite do that, but, like, it does have RGB. It has fancy schmancy RGB stuff. All right, let's give this thing a run, and, again, this is a build that really closely resembles what I actually have, or something that I am actively capable of. Yeah, it definitely looks better. What's funny is that, like, all of these benchmarks, to me, like, they never seem to break, they never seem to break 30. Oh, yeah, look at that. Nice and smooth. Actually working. Ooh. Wouldn't it be great if it just suddenly blue screened? It'd just be like, nope, made a lemon of a computer. Just be like, what? But this is the computer that I use. And then you just see the stream just like cut out. It's like, and I'm like, oh. Ooh, UFOs. Holy shit. 12,000. That is nice. Okay. So, we went from 1,200 to 12,000. Holy frig. I'd say that's a bit of an improvement. But what if we could go further? That's what I want to know. And that's what I'm going to do. Okay, I want to build, like, the most insane freaking thing I could possibly make. Let me see. Lighting, size. Full tower, micro, open frame. Can we just go for, like, super tower? I don't know how big super tower is. This might be a little bit too big. This might be stupid. I might be doing a dumb. Unsure. Let's grab it. Oh, no. Oh, frig. That is way too big. Well, going for it. Whoa. Oh, this is a hatch? Woo. Nice. Also, what? Oh, I think I get it. Because it's got, like, room for actual hard disks and stuff. I'm never going to use those. What the heck, man? All right. PSU shard. Let's take that out. How much of this stuff am I allowed to, like, take out? I think that's it. I think that's about as much as I can take out. Let me take a look at this thing from afar. Jesus. It's an eagle! Let's install some stuff, shall we? I want an insane motherboard with the ability to run like something crazy. So I want to go with something that is higher than anything that I could possibly run here. What brand? Also, I need to pay close attention to the statistics. 3. Asus Rogue seems to have a good amount of here. Oh dear Lord, gigabyte! Holy. Okay. Let's go for... Since I want to have a little bit of a different color... Like, this is kind of a big, dark box. I want to have some, like... some color in it. I know color is not the important thing when it comes to building a computer, but, you know, while I'm building, I might as well. Now, question, does this thing have the ability to do M.2s? I believe so. I believe that's what those little port things are. I learned recently you're not supposed to suck your teeth in front of your elders, especially Caribbean elders. Back in the day, it was the ultimate form of saying fuck you to them. That sounds weird. But I guess legit. Whoop. Pop. I like that. Oh, also, there's so much room for M.2s in here. Are you kidding me? Good Lord. I learned it from the internet. The internet can lie sometimes, so... I don't know. Not saying it's lying now. I'm saying it has the ability. Well, yes. We're gunning for this. Holy shit. Core i9, frequency 4800, 18 cores. Most programs probably don't even utilize that. But we're getting it anyway. Because computer go burr. It's definitely going to need some cooling. I'm putting down the thermal paste right now, just so that it's ready and set. All right, so yeah, CPU cooling. You know what? Yeah, Thermaltake. This guy, I've heard of Thermaltake, and I've heard that it's a fairly decent brand. I haven't heard any, like, massive scandals about it, basically. And also, eats white. Makes me happy. It appears I'm gonna need to take off this screen first before I can do anything with it. Remove. Is that it? Also, how do you work around the glass part on the front? This entire case just seems like it is a complete nightmare to work with. Anyway. Alright, I can place this anywhere I want. Let's go with... up here. There we go. Neat. Now, an actual Alpha Chad would go and set up an actual, like, custom liquid water cooling thing. Welcome to my streams. I'm not an Alpha Chad. Alright. We're gonna need some RAM, which this thing, handily, allows for 8 slots of RAM! BitB, water cooling. Alright. Let's gun for the fastest frickin' stuff we could possibly put in here. Okay. Is there, like, 5,000 sitting around in here that I could possibly pick up? 4,800. It seems like 4,800 is, like, the top. Alright. Well. 16 gig. 16 gig, 16 gig. Yeah, the top seems to be 16 gig. Okay. Alright. Just making sure. But this means that, like, we're going to have a ton of RAM in this system. Hey, Nova Star, how's it going? BitB as a water elemental. Would you recommend liquid water cooling as a fun hobby? No, not if it's me that's going to be circulating through the system. Though, I promise you, if I ever get into water cooling for PCs, I will absolutely get, like, a light blue liquid cooling. I promise you that. That is to say that I will actually attempt that. I imagine it would get heated very quickly. Why you start 1 hour early? What? I didn't start an hour early. What do you mean? Was there a daylight savings time for you at some point? Hold up. Open. Open? Am I not allowed to do this because... Hold on. Oh. Frick. No, I didn't start at 6. I started at 7. I started at 7 Central Time though. Oh, shoot. Do I gotta move this cooler? At least maybe temporarily? Oh, for the memes. For the memes. For the dreams. I'm doing it. At the same time, I went to Chicago for a little. Oh. Well, yeah, that'd do it. Like, that, some jet lag? That sounds like, yeah, that would absolutely cause that problem. Because Chicago is very different from, if I remember correctly, you said that you are close to Detroit. That's in Michigan, right? Pie. And by the way, how you guys liking the new setup here with, like, you know, me kind of like in front of the gameplay and sort of like, you know, slightly larger? Does it look good? I hope it looks good. All right. Wait. Oh, wait. It does work. Ah, screw it. There we go. Okay. So we got that going for us. Let's install some storage. Got some lag. Oh! I did see that we dropped about like 3,300 frames just now. Interesting. I don't think it would cost too much though. Stuff happens. Ow! Frag! Anyway, type M.2 lighting RGB. There doesn't need to be RGB. Let's go with 4 terabyte. Why? I don't know. Bah. Good freaking God. I wasn't even aware that 4 terabyte was a thing that you could get on a M.2. That is cartoonish. All right. Now it's time to get a little bit spicy. I have an idea. We're going to try it. Hopefully it works. All right, we're going to go for chipset series RTX 3000. Okay, that cuts it down significantly. Jesus, look at the colors on this thing. What the heck? All right, I want Zotac RT. Is there a 3090 in here? Actually, hold on a second. I can filter that. I think. Oh, also, hold on a second. Multi-GPU. There we go. You went to the Harry Potter store in Chicago today, and they had a Pride Month sale and a small event. I got too much Harry Potter stuff, and I got my very first Labubu. That seems like a little bit, like, counterproductive for there to be a Harry Potter event that has Pride stuff. Anyway. Okay, SLI 39. Oh my God. Also, oh my God. Wait. Oh, this is insane. Wait. Oh no. Oh, this is dumb. Hold on. Oh. Dude. Oh. Look at these fans here. This fan is blowing hot air into this fan, which is blowing hot air into the ground. I don't... What the heck, man? This is nuts. Okay, we're going to need a power supply that can handle all of this. We are going to gun for wattage. At minimum, the absolute most. Yeah. Brr. I can go for EVGA. What's the difference between these two? I think I should probably go for the smaller one. 225. What's the... Yeah, what is the difference between all these? Supernova, T2, P2. I see that the... the branding on the side here, like that's 80 plus gold, obviously, and I think that's just 80 plus normal. So let's go with 80 plus, and I think that's titanium or something. Yeah, titanium, let's go! Opinion on Invader Zim. You know, it's been a long time since I've seen Invader Zim, but I really enjoyed watching it back in the day. Let's see. This thing still fits around it. Neato. Oh, also, put that back. Some stuff for drive bays. Where's that go? I have no idea. I think those were, like, removed before I actually started doing stuff here. Oh, you have a Gur hoodie. Nice. I think the other day I was walking around and I saw somebody with a Gur backpack, and it took every single ounce of my energy not to walk up to them and just be like, yo! I just can't do that. I can't deal with the socialization. Do I even have enough power ports to even do this? I don't know. We are going to try. Good gravy. I need that bag! Excuse me, sir or madam. Where the heck did you get that? I must have it. Okay. Now, let's install these guys. Plug the boy in. Okay. There we go. This machine is way too big. Holy crap. Okay. Now that I've done that, gotta plug in the USB once again. I'm a little intimidated by this thing. I'm gonna be real. Let's try it. If it just exploded, I think that would have been the best ending. But nope. It worked. It worked just fine. A Gur or a Zim impression. I am not nearly close enough to either of those voices to make it work. Alright, we're gonna run 3D Mark with all of this freaking incredible stuff inside this computer. Hey, we actually broke Whoa, no! Oh, what happened? What happened? Gosh dang it! We were so close! We were so close to greatness! What went wrong? Oh, man. Is this a power problem? Is it a CPU problem? Oh, jeez. I don't know. I don't think you could overload the power supply in this thing. Probably not. I got the liquid cooler in here. I don't know how to install anything aside from this liquid cooler. Is this... I know what happened! I know exactly what happened! Give me a second. How do I pull this thing off? Hold on. Kirby impression? Poyo? It's a common trope for evil maniac villains being uncles, most commonly having nieces. I know 3 off the top of my head. You know what I think is wrong here? I think we pulled the cooler off at one point. And I'm going to make the assumption that doing that, I probably didn't reapply the thermal paste. And so we just ran this computer at incredibly high heat for a very uncomfortable period of time. I'm gonna cross my fingers that this didn't, like, brick the computer. There's a hacker from Cyberchase, No Heart from Care Bears, and Dr. Neo Cortex from Crash Bandicoot. I didn't know that Neo Cortex had a niece. Although I do find it funny that, like, it's never like flesh and blood. It's not like they don't have like an actual daughter or anything. No. Okay. Now, cabling. Ready to boot. I guess we'll see what happens. Oh, I can't do Parry the Platypus. I can yell, Parry the Platypus! But I can't actually do Parry the Platypus. Alright. It's go time. Nina. Oh, I think I've heard Nina Cortex. I didn't know whether or not it was like, you know, daughter, stepchild, step abomination. Okay. So this is either going to work or it's not going to work. Crossing my fingers. The blasted thermal paste. Boy, I'm really glad this is a simulation, because otherwise I would have been really stupid there. And look at the rave party going on in there. Oh, holy crap. It's like we're playing this in fast forward. I don't even know what Peter Pan sounds like. You played Crash Twinsanity. Oh, neat. All right, this final test here is a combination between the CPU and the GPU. You know, it's funny. They talk about how, like, ooh, having 2 GPUs is so epic gamer, so badass. Oh my god! Yeah, this is basically double the power of this guy. Holy crap! Oh, that's awesome! Anyway, no, like, so, it's funny, they say, like, ooh, having 2 GPUs is so, like, super uber badass, such a, like, a major computer thing. There aren't a whole lot of computer programs that actually utilize 2 GPUs. Because most people don't have 2 GPUs. And impression? Pick! Alright. Well, there we go. We've got 3 computers in here from, like, several different variations of time. You know, we've got this dinky thing. We got this computer, which kind of mimics what my computer can do. And then we have Big Chungus. I don't know. I don't do... I'm not much of an impression artist, I don't think. Alrighty. Well, that'll do for that. However, I don't think the party ain't over just yet. Because I actually want to dive into the career and just for good old time's sake. Conductor, why are you here? How's it going, lass? Or laddie? Or non-lass laddie pal? Alright. So, if you have never seen the campaign of, you know, the career mode of this, you are basically running a a computer repair shop, and your goal is to try and fix people's computers, diagnose them, and in general, try not to go into the red. You know, pay off your bills in time, which apparently I've got a utility bill that's coming up pretty soon at some point. Now, I was very kind to myself, and I left myself, like, no work, nothing that I need to do, and as far as I know, I don't think I have to do anything for, you know, I can't diagnose these guys and actually work on them until they're here. So, we're gonna go and leave for the day. I feel like Conductor probably already has a wife. I don't know. There's something about that. He has grandkids, so I don't know. Well, I remember Mapley was, at one point, like, Mapley did a headcanon thing for the Conductor's wife. Anyway, so there we go. We've got 2 computers here that were inside the email client. Let me take a look at this. Hi! So I broke my PC the other day. I was experimenting, and, well, I don't think I'll do that again. I was on PC Bay the other day and saw some awesome plastic black cables. I read that ADATA parts are really good. Okay. So this email is sort of the blueprint for what exactly it is that you should probably be going for. No! All right. I think this is the computer in question. Cassandra? Yeah, Cassandra. So, I broke my PC. I was experimenting. I don't think I'll do that again. I mean, this thing is literally saying replace the RAM and replace the hard disk. So, I'm going to make the assumption that that's all it is that I need to replace. I know assumptions are gonna make an ass out of you and me, but... Oh. What a weird-ass computer case. What? Ow! Stop it! Why you do? And by the way, if you are experiencing any kind of lag from my stream, we did have a little bit of drop frames and downage, so consider refreshing. I get really bad back pain because I have bad posture, and the other morning I woke up and when I stretched, every bit of tension in my entire back released at once. Oh, that's like a miracle, isn't it? It's just like, whoosh, and suddenly all the relief. Unfortunately, as you get older, that gets harder and harder to do, and that's why chiropractors exist. Let's go ahead and... Okay, it said replace the RAM, replace the hard disk. So I'm going to get the RAM out of here. I'm trying to dodge my way through here. Also, if you remember, the thing said that we need to... You know what? Let's remove all these cables. They're all kind of just hanging in the way. And we need to replace these guys anyways. I'll unplug that too, why not? You're going zoom, zoom. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Yep, zoom, 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 zoom. Okay. So the hard drive they had was a Barracuda 3 terabyte, 64 megabyte cache. Blabbity, blabbity, blue. Okay. Let me look in here real quick. So let's replace these parts. ADATA... XPG Dazzle. Let's just look up XPG data. Or, like, here. Okay. God, that's annoying. It doesn't actually, like, save your place. So hard for me to remember this. Okay, so 16 gigabyte, 2400. Oh, wait. 16 gigabyte, 2400, and it's the ADATA XP, blah, blah, blah. There we go. So much glitch. All right. So we got that. And then the other thing, wasn't that like a Barracuda 3 terabyte? Both broken. Do. Okay. Grab one of those. Okay. Also, I think I don't trust myself nearly enough, and in fact, I did kind of a bad by taking these out. So real quick, I'm gonna put that back, and put this back as well. There. I don't trust my own memory, so I'm gonna place these back into this computer, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this computer, I'm gonna put it back over here, and we're gonna order the parts. And the parts are going to come tomorrow. Oh, you're in a car? Okay, that explains why you're having so much, you know, a sort of a, oh, what is it? Lag-related issues? That makes sense. God, I hope you have a really good data plan. All right, let's move on to this guy. This one is a diagnose and fix. These can be a pain, because sometimes there are multiple problems, and when that happens, that can really throw you off. Twitch Mobile's kind of stinky. Yeah. A little bit. I've been redesigning some of my own characters lately. I have having trouble choosing distinguishing design aspects for some of them. I could see that. I've really thought about that, and OCs and stuff like that, and the more I think about it, the harder it is. I don't really make OCs all that often, you know what I mean? Like, I am a very sort of, like, plain Jane kind of person. I don't have a lot of characters rattling around in my brain. And some people, they just come up with characters all the time. My phone be going, someday our frequencies will meet. Somehow the veils will lift. That bright future had me at hello in my... I have no idea what the... Oh, it's Miku. I'm just like, what are you saying right now? Change important facial features, says Lord of the Bombs. It's not a bad idea. Consider that. All right, so let me read this guy here. Can you help me out with something? Something's definitely broken. It's not immediately obvious what's going wrong. You'll have to do some digging. It just won't turn on. There's not much air coming out of the back. Could it be blocked? Those braided orange cables look really nice. It's urgent. Please hurry. I don't even know what urgent means. Maybe it's like, it took forever for my case to get back. God. Anyway. Oh, ew! Not the fact that it's dusty. The fact that it's an NZXT. I'm kidding. Sort of. I don't know. Whoa, that's loud. It's not too bad. Well, okay. Maybe it's a little bad. Let's go back into the settings. I'll lower it down to about here. Oh, no. I want to apply these changes. Thank you. Still kind of annoying. I'll deal with it. Oh, a Miku who can't sing. All right. Anyway, yeah, I don't know if you remember hearing about this or not. There was a bit of controversy involved with NZXT. They had, like, a computer rental service, which there are people like Gamers Nexus and other people that they crunched the numbers and they found out that the rental service for NZXT more or less kind of came down to being a ripoff. Like, you don't own any of the parts that you get. You have to send the parts back, You're not even getting, like, brand new parts. And at the end of the day, like, you're spending way more money than you would if you just bought a new computer. You know what I mean? All right. So let's go ahead and plug this thing in. Actually, well, I actually have auto plugger, so let's power it up and see what happens. No CPU found. Okay. Well. Oh, you're having trouble with hair and outfits. Okay. So, let's take a look at this Cooler Master and see if it's running or not. No, but I have 2 of them now. Okay. So, this Ryzen chip is dead. Full stop, full tilt, it's dead. The brain of the PC. 6-core, 1600. And it's just 1600, not like 1600X. Right. Yes. Yes. Okay. Good. Just so that I remember, I want to place that back there. Your hamster just died? You said that you were in a car. Unless you got a phone call and somebody was just like, I got bad news for you. In which case, I'm sorry I laughed. Anyway, let's go ahead and drop this off here. Anyway, so that's those computers that I've got set up. There's really nothing that I can do about these until the parts finally come in. So until then, let's move on to the next email. This one is interesting. You know what? I'll leave, but I'll be listening. Oh, okay. Sounds good. You have a virus. Just kidding. But what if you did? Are you prepared? What if you're not? Have you thought about the consequences? Why not? Could you live with yourself if you lost everything? Head to minitech.com now for a free security scan and exclusive offer on our range of antivirus utilities. Minitech, your security, our passion. Wow. Bull horse. Hamster was being watched by a friend who is 9. That sounds like a recipe for disaster. Yeah. All right, let's take a look at that. Oh, what the heck is that? Gene Smith. Hello, thank you for computer. I was working fine, but now seems very slow. Grandson says I might need more RAM. Put as much in as you can for 350. Thank you, Gene. Upgrade to 32 gigabytes of RAM and spend less than $350. Sure, Gene. Absolutely. All right, babes. Site's going great. Everything getting pat myself sometimes. But you know the problem with success? Suddenly everyone wants a piece of you. Some total D-list celeb I barely even want to write about anyway is having a hissy fit with their lawyer and is suing me for libel. Moi! They even made me shut down the site. Although I'm back up and running under a different name, of course. Boy, I really feel like, you know, I'm helping out some very nice people. Anyway, Darl, could you be an angel and swap a new hard drive into this machine? Gotta hand over the old one as evidence, ain't I? Liberties. Jesus. Okay, replace the hard drive. Very well. Help repairs needed. Hello? There's something wrong with my PC. Can you figure out what's wrong with it? My son got inside with a screwdriver. Those plastic blue cables look really nice. I've noticed it sometimes runs a bit too slow. Sounds generic. Could you make some repairs? You'll need to diagnose what's wrong with it. Smelled like burning last night. Now it doesn't boot. My mate says it's probably the PSU. I worry about used parts. It's not as quick as it used to be. There's a lot of things they said. Yeah, you can use used parts in this game if you wanted to. But, like, clients hate it, so it's just like, don't do that. And then there's some deals on PC Bay. Whatever. Anyway, so there's all those on the way. Is there anything that I can buy before they get here? I don't think so. I think all these things are basically things I have to work on the second that, like, parts get here. Okay. Well, I said the computers need to, like, get here first, and then I need to diagnose them. Anyway. I will fix these guys tomorrow. Good gravy. They're multiplying. I'm redesigning one of my younger OCs named Apex, who's a clone of 3 supernatural creatures and a dragon. Holy freaking crap. He was originally a simple little humanoid critter with a simple red suit. Now I'm redesigning him to fit my current art style. He is 5. Man. that got very hardcore all of a sudden, just as being like, BAM! Like demigod status. Alright, let's fix this thing. Because now I should have gotten... Oh, you know what I did? Oh, whoops. I messed up. I didn't buy any of the parts. I left them on the store page. Oh, man. Well, the good news is that I can get same-day delivery for them. Which means that I have to spend $100 frickin' just to get stuff. But, I mean... Whoops. I mean, you know, I've got 20 grand in the bank. I think I will survive. Pico impression? I don't know, I would need some... Ow! I think I would need some kind of, like, vocal synthesizer in order to do that one. Anyway, let's take this old hard drive out and put the new one in. Yippee! Lord of the bombs, yippee! Thank you. Thank you for the yippee. Let's go ahead and sell this guy. And then the RAM. We need to get the RAM out. Alright, let's give this brand new set of RAM. Sell that. The power supply. Let's get rid of the broken power supply. Don't need that anymore. Oh, I have a graphics card in here. Why? I am left with the weirdest used items, I swear to God. I think that is everything. Well, alright, before... Okay, I replaced the RAM. Do I need to, like... Hold on. I think I need to plug this guy in. I replaced the hard drive. Right? Am I crazy? Am I losing it? Hold up. Oh, okay, now it's fine. All right, jeez. You scared me. You spooked me. Don't do that. Without the synthesizer. I don't do impressions. Let's put these guys back on. I'm fairly confident that this computer's ready to go, so I'm gonna be an idiot and slap this stuff together. I don't know. I feel like Pico is like just a little bit too urban, if you know what I mean. Like, he lives in urban environments, and I am white as a sheet. Pico's white as a sheet, too. But, you know, I just don't have the experience and, like, you know, the necessary, like, roughness in order to actually, like, pull off something like that. Why is the USB in here? This is the stupidest PC case. What the heck? Oh god, so the other day, I was looking up some, like, auditions for, like, you know, to be able to do stuff. But you can do conductor, I guess. I kind of just stumbled into that one. Okay, incomplete case. Let's pick this. He got guns. All right, place. Yeah. There we go. That one is done. Oh, wait. No, it's not. Here. Plastic black cables. Technically those are black. Technically they could probably pass. However, I will not stick with these. I'm going to put some specific black cables in. There we go. Mafia? Let's go with sleeved. I want to show that, like, yes, I was paying attention to your order, ma'am. Or sir. Cassandra. I'm gonna go with ma'am. Okay, are we good? Are we good? Oh, okay. So, right. That one story that I was just about to tell. I was looking for, like, some auditions for voice roles and stuff like that. And I did find one that I was tentatively kind of interested in maybe getting a role for. Problem is, I attempted to... Like, I looked at the... What's a good way to put this? Non-binary human. Hello, I am non-binary. I have no particular preference of how you, you know, like, what gender you wish to call me. I was not born either. It is fine. There we go. They put in some new cables. Hooray! Anyway, I'm going to tell this story, like, without getting any distractions or anything like that. So, I was, again, I was looking up voice roles and things like that, and I found one that sounded really, really promising, or something that sounded really interesting to try, and I was going to try out for it. However, I read through the description of how they wanted the character to talk, and the character had, like, they specifically said that they had an urban accent. And the problem with that, or at least, like, the problem that a bunch of people that I am a part of, like, you know, voice calls for and stuff like that, they kind of pointed out that that's a little bit offensive. Just a tiny bit. Oh, yeah, non-binary Cassandra. Absolutely no gender whatsoever. You've got a lot of lag on your end, Nova. I don't know. It takes you a while to, like, you know, get to that. Anyway, right. So they described the character as being urban, which oftentimes when people say urban when it comes to casting, what they mean is a person of color. And that is something that I think, personally, I think you should probably just go ahead and say that. Like, just straight up say, we're looking for people of color. We're looking for somebody that has skin tone. Specific skin tones that are not white as a sheet. You know, just say that. Like, I don't think it's that hard. And it's, like, not as offensive instead of being like, oh, yeah, they're an urban character. Urban. Just be like, come on, man. It's a little bit difficult. I understand that. You know, especially when, like, maybe you didn't grow up in any spaces like that, or maybe you just, like, haven't really been, like, linked up with the zeitgeist and whatnot, but I don't know. I don't know whether or not what I'm saying is, like, you know, accurate or whatnot, or maybe what I'm saying, a heck of a lot of people of color wouldn't even care. Maybe they're just, like, shrugging, just being like, who cares? Whatever. Describe us that way. Say urban. I don't know. To me, it kind of gives me a little bit of a question mark kind of situation. Then again, pasty. I have no right to make any sort of a statement on that. I will say, I know there are some people that were people of color within the particular calls that we were talking. We were talking about this, and they did describe it that way, as saying, like, it's kind of weird that they would just, you know, use urban as a catch-all. I don't know. Not the coolest thing. All right. So back to this guy. We determined that the CPU is the cause of the problems. So let's grab the CPU and let's sell the broken one. Put this guy on here. Remember to use the thermal paste, for the love of God. Did they specify cables? Braided orange. Ugh, God. Why did people have to be so particular about their cables in this game? They're just like, oh, ew, I don't like the cables that I currently have. Please replace them with something else. It's like, come on, man. Like, your computer is broken. I think if I can get your computer back to life, I feel that should be good enough. You know, they're just like, oh my God, thank you. Oh, I had so much work that I needed to do on the computer. So many important documents. I'm so happy it's back to normal. But, you know, you didn't, like, you know, you didn't specify, like, you didn't specifically install this particular type of cable. So I'm only going to give you 3 stars. It's like, for God's sakes. I have a character named Sombra who has a Jamaican parent and a Spanish parent. Someone told me that it was offensive to pair those 2 nationalities together. Couldn't tell you. No idea. I certainly hope that whoever was, you know, giving you that piece of advice was either... Oh, hello, Funtime Foxy has just recently followed. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. Thanks for joining up. Here we go. All right. Oh, wait. Power button. Okay. Now let's run it, see if it works. Huh. Oh, it's a puppy and a kitten. Hello. It's adorable. Make computer go boom. No, it didn't. Oh, it's a puppy. It's great. All right. Oh, it's got missing cables? For what? Oh. Crapola. Whoops. How is it running without a hard drive installed, though? This game is jank. Just a little bit jank. Just a little bit. Anyway, it's a puppy. Let's go grab that. And we're good. Sell off. They seem to know what was wrong with my PC, and I couldn't be happier. Yay. Awesome. Okay, let's move on to the next guy. Right, this is kind of a basic diagnosing thing. I made a puppy voice. Oh, did I not accept these? Oh. Oh, okay, never mind. God, I was really... Ugh. It moved me up on the list and I was very confused for a second. Okay, alright. You know, I could probably pay Timbo at this point $5,000 for the business. I don't like Tim. I don't like Tim at all. Alright. So... Gene wants me to replace this with 32 gigabytes of RAM. And Gene also wants me to keep it under 350 bucks. Our puppies have opened their eyes and started to walk. Oh! We named two of them Spudnik and Sweet Potato. Oh, Sweet Potato is adorable. Sweet Potato is an amazing name for a puppy. Whether that's an amazing name for, like, a full-grown dog? Question mark. I don't know. I don't know what a puppy voice is. Is this a puppy voice? I don't know. Let me go for this guy. I need more. Well, it's going to take me 12 years before you finally send a message being like, there it is. That's the one. All right. Right. Let's go into memory. Let's grab... I guess that'll give you 32 gigabytes of spam. There we go. Amazing. All right. I mean, that's underneath our budget. Oh, okay. I mean, I kind of... you know what? Homestar Runner. There we go. There's an impression. That reminds me a heck of a lot of Homestar Runner. Okay, so... Gene is going to be getting an upgrade to the RAM. Four boys and 2 girls out of the lot. Oh, nice. Alright, I need to replace the hard disk drive with the exact same thing, I assume? Probably. Blue, for example. Easy Store 120. Let's just go grab one of those. I'll add one of those. I don't believe I have anything else I need to do with this computer. Just replace the hard drive. Fair enough. Help, repairs needed. Where is Snab? Good question. Does anybody out here... That sounds... I don't know, maybe it's because we just made jokes about Blue's Clues, but that sounds so much like... that sounds so much like... Hey, do you know where Snab is, kids? Point to where you see Snab on the screen. Give me a second. Just for today. Ow! Just for today. It's expensive, but here. There he is. Point to the screen where Snab is. Ah, there's Snab. I hear that your favorite fictional characters reflect on your personality. Well, what does it say that I like Homestar? Alrighty. Okay. So, where was I? Before I got sidetracked by Snab. I think I'm trying to diagnose the PC. Let's turn on the power button and see what happens. Uh-oh. That's a sad PC right there. Power button, no work. So, it's one of two things. It's either going to be the power supply, or it's going to be the motherboard. If it's the motherboard, we're going to be dealing with some really obnoxious crap. If it's the power supply, then this is really easy. My favorite is Snatcher and Pico. Ooh, nice. There we go. Snap, please make PC go boom. You know, I'm kind of sad that there aren't, like, severe failures in this game. You know, you can break parts, but you can only do that by, like, overclocking them. Aside from that, parts tend to be, like, fairly decent in this game. Oh, no. Oh, no. Power supply works. The power supply is good. So you know what that means? It means that if the PC isn't starting up, then it's the motherboard. Power is not getting to the motherboard, which is not getting to the rest of the PC. So that means I have to pull this entire frickin' computer apart just to get to the motherboard. Well, I can dang old do that. It sucks, but I can do it. There we go. There we go. Oh, and take off the risers, too. It just takes so much freaking time. There we go. Let's take... Oh! One feature that's really, really nice in this game is that when you pull, like, parts out of customers' computers, they give a little, like, sticky note on all of the parts just to let you know that, like, hey... This is this customer's part. Make sure that you reinstall it properly. And that's so nice because, God, it would really suck if I had to follow along with all of that. Anyway, fun fact, my mom thought Conductor was Inspector Gadget. How does that work? Those are two completely different characters. Bum-ba-dum-ba-dum. Bum-ba-dum-ba-dum-bum-bum. Ah! Yep, it's broken. All right, let's go. H170 Fortune X. Well, that's a darn shame. You go on the floor. All right. Next up, good day. Could you make some repairs? You'll need to diagnose what's wrong with it. Smelled like burning last night. Now it doesn't boot. My mate says it's probably the PSU. All right. Well, you say it's probably the PSU, but I don't know just yet. Ooh, that's a fancy freaking case. Cooler Master. Nice. Motown. Are we talking like the music style Motown? I'm kind of cool with Motown. Or the show Motown Magic. I've never seen Motown Magic, so yeah, I don't know. All right, let's try and power this up. PC is dead. PC no work. All right. We mentioned that it's probably the power supply. So Let's hope. Or is this another one of those we're replacing everything on the computer situations? My favorite characters are mainly villains, especially those types of villains who are grown men but are basically like, oh, you're like sort of childish. Like childish villains that are whimsical. I think that's a good way to put it. Xian Power King. Haha! It is the power supply. Everything else is working just fine. All right. I mean, I think. Let's go to power supplies. Grab one of these. Detroit Motown. Oh, interesting. Okay. So there we go. I have gone and picked up all the parts necessary for the computers that are currently sitting on the floor. I'm going to set it for next day delivery. But before that, let's take a look at the other emails and see. All right, I've already said yes to this. It has a timeline of like 12 days. By the way, 2018. That tells you how old this game is. My kid's been using it, and I'm getting some weird pop-ups. Oh, I have to fix a virus situation. Childish and fruity. I like flamboyance. Flamboyance is fun. So that's on its way. Hey, my computer is slow. The graphics card is holding me back. Can you install something better? Dual GPUs for this, please. Oh, they're giving me a budget. Okay. I like all-in-one water coolers. Let's put one of those in. I heard you guys put used parts in PCs. Please don't do that. It's urgent, so please hurry. Urgent? Ugh, fine. All right. Are you available for a job? I need something repaired. Can you figure out what's wrong with it? I just don't know my own strength sometimes. Is it possible the RAM failed? Can you finish before 4 days? I was on PC Bay the other day and I saw some awesome plastic red cables. I think I have red cables. Adorkable villains? Oh, yeah. Here. Ribbon braided plain. Does it matter what the price of these things are? Alright. Sleeved plastic plain. I think I'm gonna get the sleeved plastic plain red ones. Technically, I could probably clean out the entirety of the cable section at this point. Probably. I don't know. I'll just keep getting them one by one until eventually I have them all. Anyways, yes, I will fix your computer. Deals of the day. I don't care. I'm not min-maxing this game. Are you kidding me? And then there's new parts available. All right. Those things are in transit. Let's go to view cart. Let's go for next day delivery, which is only $30, as opposed to buying it for like $100 frickin' dollars. I think this'll do. All right. I'll be able to fix those 4 computers tomorrow. Ooh, I need to pay the utility bill tomorrow. Got it. They're multiplying again! I'm being taken over. Alright, back to the bottom. Right. Jane wanted me to replace all of the RAM. And also, Jane's talking about how the computer is a little slow. I'm kind of wondering whether or not there's, like, something going on there. Like, maybe, you know, like, it's nice to have RAM. I'm not going to say that it's not. But I'm wondering whether or not Gene might be dealing with some viruses somehow. I don't know. I'm just suspicious. Alright. Computer is upgraded. I didn't spend a whole lot of money to do it. And also, pop this baby in. Power it up. I'm going to install a virus scanner. I don't know. I just have a suspicion. God. The last time that I played PC Building Simulator, I don't think I was even a YouTuber at that moment. I was just a goober yelling into a microphone. All right, let's scan and see if there's anything on here. No? Huh. Okay, wait a minute. Was working fine, but now seems very slow. That's a telltale sign of a virus situation. I don't know, man. The funny thing about viruses nowadays is that most viruses now are, like, so minute and, like, subtle that they can sit on your computer and you don't even know they're there. Like, computers are super fast. So unless you have a clunker of a PC, you're not really going to be able to tell. Unless you're very litigious and you pay very close attention to your computer. Anyway. There we go. Gene, consider your situation taken care of. Okay, you want me to replace the hard drive. That can be done. And it can be done without me even doing any messing around in this computer very much. And they said nothing about how much they want on it. They're just like, whatever. Put whatever in here. I will swap back to loose plastic because I want it to match. By the way, all the music in this game, it's like, it is all based on building PCs. You probably can't hear it, but these are all lyrics that are based on, like, building computers. She lives! And I believe that's all I need to do for this one. Cool, cool. Help repairs needed. Plastic blue cables, apparently. What was it for this one? Oh, yeah, right. The whole, like, you know, full Monty, everything's broken situation. Well, again, luckily everything is nicely labeled here, so... Na 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 na. I'll go ahead and sell this. Put the exact same things in there. Pop a little bit of RAM in there. Question. Wasn't this... This was the graphics card that was in here, wasn't it? Refresh my memory. I think it was. Minecraft Happy Meals are gone now. That's unfortunate. So... I distinctly remember that this was sitting in my inventory earlier. And I didn't have a graphics card in here until I started fudging around with this guy's computer. So what that tells me, his graphics card is broken. Oops. I didn't know that. Okay. Surprise purchase, I guess. What kind of... We're gonna... Hold on a second. I'll reinstall it for now. Just so that I have an easy access to the name of it. Radeon R9 280. Okay. Actually, wait. R9 280 gaming. And I believe it was the LE edition, so... This is not recommended. This is an expensive thing that I'm about to do. But, considering this is a surprise purchase, like, technically speaking, I could finish this at any time, but I definitely want to get these done, like, one then after the other, after the other, after the other. I think I'm just going to go ahead and buy this. I don't know. My attention span is not very high. I don't know if you could tell that. So for me, I'm looking at this whole situation and going like, yeah, it's probably better that I just get the replacement now. There we go. Don't need to mess with storage, though. We can definitely sell these items. Well, hold on. Oh, yeah, the Sheen Power King. Well, I've already got one. Hold on. Only one situation with that. I can just ignore that. What kind of cables did you say you wanted? Ah! Hello, Cam. I'm planning on moving from, like, one system to another system. And in order to do that, I'm trying to figure out, like, I'm trying to learn my way around the software so that when I get there, I can put back a whole bunch of my redeems. One of them is throwing items, and one specifically involves, you know, the can. And I have to, like, I don't even remember if I kept any of the rendering stuff for the can. All right. Okay, plastic blue cables, eh? Sleeved, plastic, plain, blue, sweet. Here, let's plug this guy in and see if it diagnoses and fixes things. Didn't do that right away. Maybe it's waiting for me to, What could it be waiting for me to do? I don't know. Was there something about the computer being slow? You should let us hit Nova with stuff, too. I can't send items through the internet to clobber you. I mean, one, that's probably super illegal of some kind. Okay, so... Color me confused. Why does it say that I still haven't diagnosed the problem? Is there viruses on this computer? Oh! Well, they don't go by Nova anymore. They go by Z-Cell. I thought you were talking about yourself. I don't know. Zezil has their own, like, you know, redeems and stuff like that. All right, let's run a little bit of a virus scan. Hey, 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 hey! I knew it! You son of a gun! Ha ha ha! Ah, that's what I thought. That made no sense. I had fixed everything on this computer. So why was it being such a jerk? Alright. Unpower. I would also like myself. Please throw them at me, thank you. My PC died for no reason, but they fixed it, and they pimped my rig with some plastic blue cables. Pimp my ride. Which turns out was a little bit of a scam. But, you know, I'm not going to say it was a scam 100%, but a lot of people have said that. All right, could you make some repairs? You'll need to diagnose what's wrong. Smelled like burning. Is this... Oh, yeah, right. I remember this one. Power supply. Now, we could run into the exact same issue here, possibly. What kind of cables did you want? Did you want anything specific? No? Although, not as quick as it used to be. I am assuming virus. The virus. Is that lime cables? Close enough. Bought a truck today. Now, are you talking like a Hot Wheels truck, or are you talking like, you know, full-on beep, beep, vroom truck? There we go. Add the... Oh, oops. PSU mount. Give Miku Wi-Fi. No. That's what gives Miku her powers. See what happens. Joyous day. Now let's get those viruses off of this thing and let's go. Oh, a Harry Potter truck. Nice. Oh god, they got into the registry. Clean them. Why does it still say diagnose the problem? What? What do you mean? Diagnose what's wrong with it. Smelled like burning last night. Now it doesn't boot. My mate says it's probably the PSU. I worry about used parts. It's not as quick as it used to be. Suzanne. Oh, startup moves can be a bit scary. Depends on how loud it gets. It's kind of music to my ears because that means I did something right. But you're right on that front. What do you mean diagnose and fix the problem? It's running. It functioned. What's broken about it? Oh no. Power down. What do you want from me, game? If they make another season of Cyber Chase, they're gonna have to find this character named Digit, new voice actor, because he was voiced by... Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of replacements for Gilbert Gottfried out there, thankfully. But, that's a shame. So, I'm kind of lost on this one. I replaced the power supply with a comparable and exact same power supply. And yet it no work. Is the game just being stupid? Or am I being stupid? Am I the stupid one? Out of curiosity, I'm going to install 3D Mark, and we are going to see... Maybe that's it. Oh, who's Gilbert Gottfried? Gilbert Gottfried is a very famous voice actor slash comedian who unfortunately passed away. He has voiced several, like, very major characters, including... I'm trying to remember the name of them, but the parrot from friggin' Aladdin. Iago, yeah. Iago from Aladdin. He's also voiced, like, in many, many, many other things. Off the top of my head, I remember he's voiced, like, Santa Claus in Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. He is voiced, like that one dentist from Fairly Odd Parents. He's voiced that one horse from Family Guy. Yeah. I'm trying to remember. What didn't he also voice, like, God or something in another series, like, right before he passed away? Oh, you never saw Aladdin. I recommend. Go watch Aladdin. Aladdin is good. You know what? I just figured out what's wrong. The CPU cooler is not running. Oh! Oh, it makes sense now. Power down. Palace 120. Once again, I'm going to do something stupid. I'm going to spend money I shouldn't on shipping. He even tried singing This Day from My Little Pony. Really? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he voiced God. I don't remember which one, or like in which show it was. But it was like a very recent thing. I think it was like in Smiling Friends or something. Where's the power on this thing? There it is. The most annoying freaking cooler. The game isn't stupid. I was almost stupid. Diagnosed and fixed! Oh, see, that's the problem. These are getting kind of tricky. I want to watch you, though, even though I barely understand the PC words. Maybe one day you will. I don't know. All right. Oh, it's... Wait. Oh. No, I have. Not as quick as it used to be. I've done everything. They seem to know what's wrong with my PC, and it's all new parts. Top job. Thank God. Anyway, I think that's it. That's all, like, the things that I have actively diagnosed, so... Let's go diagnose and fix complete in 9 days. I can do it faster than 9 days, boy. Dear freaking God. Dust your freaking computer every once in a while, man. I think... Ugh, man. All right. Give me a second. We're going to... I'm gonna make a slight adjustment to my my audio mixing. There we go. No. We will apply. There we go. That's a little bit better. Like, some of the sound effects in this game are, like, just piercing. Which is a shame, because, I love all the satisfying other sound effects. Just not this one. Oh, you don't own a PC? That's becoming a little bit more common nowadays. Like, a lot of people are foregoing having PCs just for the sake of, like, having phones and tablets and calling it a day. Which, like, it's not everybody. I hope Christopher Lloyd doesn't pass away before it goes into production because he's an absolute legend as the hacker. I don't know whether or not he would, like... I don't know. Is he in the position... I don't know. Like, is he currently interested in taking on new roles and stuff like that? Unsure. He's up there in age. All right. What's the problem? No RAM? Gotcha. Motivator, 4 GB. 2400. Actually, no, not gigabyte. Wait, for 2400 megahertz DFL motivator, add to cart. Here we go. Oh, you have a Mac. Nice. My parents won't let me get one. I was frozen today. Frickin' legend. Great Scott. Great Scott. Salute. I don't know. As if it was some sort of a call out. All right. I think that's pretty much it. Just the RAM. Okay, here we go. Here is something that's a little bit more significant. We need to replace a lot of stuff in this computer. Upgrade graphics card. Install dual graphics cards. And we need to install an all-in-one water cooling system for, like, the CPU. Now, luckily, it says nothing about wanting it to have a specific score or anything like that. I just gotta, like... I need to install 2 graphics cards and keep it underneath the budget. That's it. He gave the hacker a very iconic voice. Yeah, that's true. I found that, like, there are a lot of voice actors out there that are really adept at covering celebrity voices. Okay, so dual graphics card. And then an all-in-one water cooling solution. Let's just go with like a basic all-in-one water cooling solution. Nothing like crazy. Thanks. I needed to get rid of some doctors. Let's go with this. Which, that leaves me... quite a bit of money. About, like, you know, $12.30. Oh man, hold on a second. What kind of graphics card is in here? Okay, DFL Radeon. So I needed you to do multi GPU Crossfire. Funny enough, hold on a second. Upgrade graphics card, install dual graphics cards, install a all-in-one water cooling. I mean, I could get some real cheap shit if I wanted to. The budget is this much. This seems like a really stupid thing. I don't know. DFL Radeon R9. Wait! It's this guy. DFL Radeon R9 290 GR8. DFL Radeon R9 290 GR8. Okay. Upgrade graphics card. Wait. So does he want me to upgrade the graphics card as well? So, like, get rid of the graphics card that's in there? This is a little confusing. I'm going to make the assumption that he wants me to get rid of the old graphics card and replace it with a brand spanking new one. So, upgrade. And then dual graphics card. All-in-one water cooling is already packed up. Dora versus Diego. I always watched Dora the Explorer personally. I know Diego had his own show. Not massively... I don't know. It's just like... There was something very whimsical about Dora the Explorer. And there was something very adventure-y about Go Diego Go that I was just like... My interest is not being kept, and I don't know why. I just got the root of my roommates talking about how... Wait, oh, you got in the room of your roommates, rather? Talking about how one of them licked something that shouldn't be licked. A doorknob? A toilet? There are many things that you probably shouldn't lick. Window cleaner. Windows. CPUs. I think that's about all that I need to get here. A dual setup this guy. Motivator RAM is for the other computer. I think that's it. He's really overblown the budget. You don't need this budget. Oh well. Are you available for a job? Can you figure out what's wrong? Diagnose it. Boy, I gotta like diagnose and fix a lot of stuff here. All right. Well, power it up. Let's see what happens. No RAM. Gotcha. So the RAM to replace is 8 gigabyte 3000. And it is Goody. Well, anything else that you need to say on here? Hold on a second. Plastic red cables. I can do that. All right. Well, let's move on to the next area here. I need something repaired. You need to diagnose what's wrong with it. Blurred, blurred, blurred. You know what? I'm just gonna accept. Hey, look, Snabs. Yay, Snap Brain. Are you okay with... wait, are you okay to repair my PC? Not immediately obvious what's going wrong. Okay. Sounds generic. Sure. Ooh! Here we go! Okay, this is something different. Dear Sir or Madam, build me a PC. I need a new rig. I've got a copy of PlayerUnknown's... sitting here, waiting to be played. I need this pretty soon, in 9 days at the latest. My brother has ADATA in his PC. He says they're the best. I know used parts can be cheaper, but I would like new ones, please, Leanne. Okay, so here we go. We need to build a PC from scratch for a user. I see that chicken. Anyway, and we need to make it... I guess they really want to play, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. I don't know why you would play that nowadays, but also minimum specs. Alrighty. Alright, so what kind of a PC do we want here? An Intel Core i3 and NVIDIA GeForce GTX. Alright, so here's where things can get a little bit complicated. Let's go. Let's start by grabbing the... Oh, let's get the case. Let's go for Be Quiet. Why not? I haven't, built too many PCs with Be Quiet parts in it. And there's only one option, so it's a mid-tower mini ITX. Orange, sure, why not? Orange is nice. I like orange. Orange is pretty. And then we need to get a motherboard. Specifically, we are going to get a motherboard with, I'm going to go with Skylake LGA 1151. Sure. Doesn't give a lot of options, does it? Hold on a second. Maybe... I kind of wanted to get a name brand for them. You know what I mean? Kaby Lake. Let's go with Kaby Lake. Ooh! Yeah, MSI. Ooh. I like that as a concept. Sure, let's go with that. Have you ever held a baby goat before? No. I pet a baby goat once. And that was pretty adorable. Okay, so I got the motherboard. Let's go for CPU processor, which thankfully we're getting a solid answer as to what we need. i3 73,000. Wait, is that right? Oh, hold up. Huh. There is no 73,000 in this line. Hold up. What? Wait. What? Brain? My brain no work. My brain stop. Wait a minute. That doesn't make any sense. $7,300? Am I the dumb one? I must be the dumb one. Because there is no option in CPUs and processors. Unless there's am I... What? What the fuck? Is it... I'm unsure. Going to vanish into the realm of ASMR because I'm going to be in the car for 6 more hours. And it's 10:36. Well, I hope you have a very, very nice night, Nova. Take care of yourself. What's the recommended specs? I feel like I'm gonna have to, like, pitch a little bit of money and get something a little bit better. Just for the sake of, like, making this person happy. Like, it says Core i3, 6300, 6320. I'm gonna do a little bit of a bet. I'm gonna grab Core i5, which is better. I hope it's better. For God's sake. Don't be a jerk. Don't be a jerk. Don't be a jerk. Don't be a jerk. Oh, please don't be a jerk. Okay. What kind of air cooler do I want to get for them? I feel like going for a Cooler Master, honestly. They said specifically they didn't want used items, so we're gonna go with a Cooler Master. Oh, is this? Hold on a second. Okay, yeah, it does fit my type of CPU. Good stuff. Good stuff. I've picked my motherboard. I've picked my CPU. Memory. We need 8 gigs of memory. He said ADATA, didn't he? He specifically said ADATA. I remember that. Let's go with ADATA XPG blobbity bloobity blurbity lob. And I know the megahertz speed is kind of low, but hey, you didn't specify it. You didn't tell me. And also, this thing doesn't specify it either, so. Needs 30 gigs of space in order to fit it, so let's go ahead into storage. I mean, I could just go for a basic sort of thing. Whatever, I'll go cheap. You didn't specify. You didn't say. And therefore, you get what you get what I want to give you. Let's sort this out by price. And let's get a fairly decent one. How about a Bronze 600 Cooler Master? I don't know if it's going to be good enough to do PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, but I don't know. Okay, now we need to go and grab a graphics card. Let's look up 1060 6 GB. Oh wow, there's like one option. Okay. Very well. Now you'll notice that I'm not paying much attention to the actual prices of anything. I'm like, I don't know. I'm tuned out at this point. So I've already gotten the cases, cables, case fans. I think that's it. I think we're done. Let me view the cart real quick. All right, here's where we started. So we got a case, we got a motherboard, we got the CPU, which is like dodgy, I don't know. We got the CPU cooling, got the memory, got storage, got power supply, and got graphics card. I think that's everything. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. Okay. Sure. Let's do it. Next day delivery. Okay. Well, Whoever's watching the VOD, you will probably know better than I do whether or not I've messed up. Anyway, so I have... Oh, right. I need to accept this damn job. Please help. Can you help me out with something? Something's definitely broken. Got it. Ah, my electricity bill. Pay $168. I'm good for it. New PC parts available. 1070 gaming. All right. There we go. Thank you for your continued use of power. Thank you for wasting resources. I think that'll do it. All right, one more day. We're going to go for one more day here. Ba-doop, ba-doop. Grab all the parts. And we're going to do this again one by one by one. All right. So, diagnose and fix this guy. What was your problem again? I don't recall. I think it was just your RAM. Yeah. I just realized I have such bad lag on my end. That's weird, because, well, I'm looking at my drop frames, and I don't have any, so... Yeah, I feel like that's definitely on your end. Sorry about that. Okay. Was it just the RAM? You're not gonna throw me for a loop, are you? Power, go! Hey, hey. It still says diagnose and fix. Getting some weird pop-ups? Aha! I was gonna check that. The chat's delayed? Yeah, that happens. If that does happen, then refresh whatever browser or thing you're currently using to watch the stream. That's about all you can do. Okay, are you fixed now? You fixed! Yay! Now, what do we got here? Vents look a bit clogged. Kids been... I need in 8 days. I'm better than that, man. I made of sterner stuff. Yeah, all right. I think that's everything. And go. They seem to know what was wrong with my PC, and it's cleaner than the day I bought it. Very nice. Oh, this is the upgrade PC. Oh, I'm excited about this one. So. All right. Let's grab. Right. So. Let's grab the old one. And drop in some brand new shiny SOBs. Yeah. All right. Put in the all-in-one cooler. I do get, like, a sick kick out of this. You know? Just being like, oh, my little baby boy, you are going to make somebody very happy. Oh, somebody very happy. Unplug. I think for my next computer, I think I will go for like an all-in-one water solution thing. I've heard on and off things about them. Like, some people have said that they're not that great. Some people are, you know, they're just like, oh man, it makes my computer so quiet and so clean and so, like, you know, no more, like, fan noise bull crap. And also for a lot of people, they see the screens that they put on those things, and they go like, ooh. All right, there's nothing specific about anything else, so I'm just gonna say we're good. Oh, you're watching on your phone. Yeah, well, Twitch sucks on the phone. They really need to. You would think that for a world where everybody has got a phone and everybody is going to potentially want to watch something like a live stream on a phone, they would come up with a way to make a mobile app that doesn't suck. Apparently not, though. Graphics card upgrade was just the thing, and I'm really happy. Yay! All right, need repairs done. Let's figure out what the heck it was that I was fixing on this. Was it the RAM? I think it was the RAM. Yes, it was the RAM. Okay. Oh, whoa. Close. Don't you do that on me. Okay, remove the disgusting. Sell the disgusting. And replace with the shiny. Yeah, it says diagnosed and fixed. Nice. Now, before I mess around with anything more, though, plastic red cables. You got it, buddy. Again, it's so funny. You could clean up their entire computer. You could, like, save them from, you know, losing all their mortgage files and all of that jazz. But then at the end of the day, if you don't give them their shiny red cables, they go nuclear on you. And they're just like, oh, how dare they? 3 stars. It's not my dream PC. I'm upset. It's just like, come on, man. Let's go with sleeved. Sleeved looks nice. Sleeved looks like nice and clean. It does accent really well with the MSI card, I'll say that. Okay, there we go. Are we good? You got everything? I think so. Now, in theory, I have diagnosed the PC. Correct? Oh. Hold up. We're missing a cable somewhere. Where? I don't see it. Hold up. Where's this thing missing a cable? What? I saw spoilers for Sam and Max the Devil's Playhouse episode of Sam crying and laughing maniacally. Well, that should be interesting when we run into it. Cable. Oh, jeez. Okay, jeez. I was confused for a moment. I was just like, what is happening? Why no work? It's good. We're all good. Ooh. Don't do that to me. And sell. Okay. Need something repaired. You need to diagnose what's wrong with it. I believe this might be one of the PCs that I still need to work on. Actually, no. What the hell is that? I have never seen that before. What are... It's a thermal tank, whatever the heck. Is that water cooling? What's going on there? Never seen. Don't know. I'm pressing play on it. Uh-oh. Didn't work. Please tell me it's just a power supply issue. Silverstone ET something or other. All right. Yes. All right. ET650B. ET650B. Got it. There are so many compilation videos of gay moments between Sam and Max. The fans know what they want! Alright. Let's go ahead and drop that off. Okay, diagnosed. So we've got that guy there. It's not immediately obvious what's wrong. You have to do some digging. There were clips for the RAM. Hubbada bubbada bubbada boo. Let's take a look at it. Press play. Seems pretty obvious to me, buddy. I don't know. I do wonder whether or not they're going to, like, you know, change up, like, Oh, I'm not ready to talk about that yet. Never mind. Premiere Series 4 GB modem. Is that all that? I don't know. There's probably some more problems with it, but we'll see. Alright, I'm going to save the new PC for a little bit later. Replace the CPU and replace the RAM. Oh, also, hold on a second. He specifies AMD fanboy. CPU and RAM. Okay, so I'm going to make the assumption that the part that he's a major fanboy over is the CPU. It's my guess. And I don't really have too many options on that one. You know, a motherboard either uses AMD chips or it uses Intel chips. One or the other, never both. Okay, replace the CPU and replace the RAM. So, Ryzen 7 8-core. $1,700X. It's a pretty good CPU right there. And then silver 16 GB. Was it 16? Oh, 28. Oh, okay. I messed up. There we go. Let's see. That appears to be everything that I need to do in this computer, as far as I know. All right, let's move on to the newer ones. Make my PC faster, hoping to be able to benchmark. Oh man, the benchmark missions are obnoxious. You kind of just have to, like, you know, from context clues, you have to take a look at what they have in their computer, look at their budget, and be like, well, let's go ahead and upgrade your card up a certain amount. It's kind of obnoxious. But I mean, you know, it's doable. Friends. Sorry about the group message, but my heart is too heavy to talk to you all in person. You might have seen the news. I lost my libel case. You guys have no idea what this is, but, like, I've been following along on this particular story from this guy who's, like, he's trying so badly to, like, you know, he's a complete scumbag, and he's basically making a gossip website and just, like, making up random bullshit about certain celebrities and things like that. And finally, a celebrity was just like, you know what, fuck you, and then sued him. And then apparently the the libel case ended up, you know, didn't go in the right direction for him. Whoops. That spiteful little Z-list wannabe took everything. Seriously, even had to get a budget airline to join my BFF here in St. Tropez. Them big sunglasses come in handy when you don't want to be noticed, though, eh? I'm totally Devo, but life goes on, and the truth will always find a way. This isn't the last you've heard of James. Get fucked. Oh my god, it's Gene Smith again! Hello, computer, still bit slow. Grandson says I need an i7 CPU. Please put one in. Max budget, $350. Thank you, Gene. Absolutely, Gene. My computer is slow. Benchmark. Yeah, okay. Go for it. Are you able to fix something? I'll give it a shot. You won't believe the prices. Whatever. New parts available. 1070. I'm still waiting to finally get some GeForce 1080 cards. Because, like, fun fact, I actually still run this stream off of a GeForce GTX 1080 card. Which, that is a card that has existed for a very long time. And is now starting to, like... They actually made an announcement not too long ago, NVIDIA, that very soon that they are going to they're going to end support for those cards, and they're no longer going to be releasing updates for them. Which is basically just driver updates to make sure that they keep on working on newer computers and newer hardware. Yeah, they're pretty much done very soon. And that did make me a little bit scared, because that means I may have to consider looking into getting some new graphics card stuff for the stream. But man, oh man, like, the GTX 1080, it lasted a long time. And it made me very happy. Okay. I'm going to close out of here because I don't really need it anymore. Now, last thing we're going to do. We are going to build this computer that I was talking about. Where is the... God, there's no window into the computer. There we go. All right, let's go. Motherboard. Luckily, I've gotten all my other work done, so everything that's inside my inventory, or at least most of it, is going to be all the parts that I actually need. So I can just kind of turn my brain off and just let the dopamine flow. Right, here's that CPU that I'm a little bit concerned about. Also, let me grab this sticky note. There we go. CPU cooling. I chose a Cooler Master for that. For RAM, I picked ADATA because they like ADATA, apparently. Which is funny because, like, how can you have a BIOS when you haven't even built a frickin' computer ever? I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't remember if you... Hold on a second. I think this guy. Oh, but I need to replace 2 of these. There we go. Storage, I'm cheaping out on them. Let's just set it at the bottom. Why not? Power supplies. Okay. And just because I really like the orange aesthetic going on inside this computer, we're going to go and grab some sleeved braided orange cables. Although, oh, I can't really do anything with the color of the cables, can I? Yeah, no, they're all connected to the power supply. Oops. Oh well. What you gonna do? I can make a couple of the cables orange. We will make orange cannon. There we go. Is that everything? PC can play PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, minimum spec. Well, I should have been able to. Hold on a second. This should be at minimum specs, right? 8 gigs of memory. Hold up. Minimum specs. 8 gigabytes of memory. 6 gigabytes of VRAM. That's taken care of by the NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1060 GB. You know, 6 GB. Core i3 7300. That should work. Should do the thing. Oh, right, there's no OS. Whoops. Give me a second. Why? Is it the CPU? Are you really being persnickety about the CPU? Just out of curiosity, 7300, eh? Okay. What 7300 exists in this freaking store? You have requested a thing that does not exist. You said i3, though. Do you want the best i3 available, then? If you want, I'll get you, like, the best i3 I can possibly get you. Or, wait, are you talking about clock speed? Is that it? Well, hold on. 73. 370. I don't understand these freaking numbers. What the frig? All right, which one of these is the most expensive? Screw it. I will get the most expensive freaking one, and I'll call it a day. You know what? Same day delivery. Screw it. Ka-ching. Bow. I got all the parts. They should not be this frustrating with it when it comes to this. I gave them an i5. I guess, like, you know, more cores doesn't necessarily mean better. But still. Wait. I'm sorry, you what? I think I'm gonna take the L, and I'm just gonna say screw you, buddy. Like, you're asking for a freaking unicorn, man! What do you mean you want something at 7,300? Like, that CPU doesn't exist! This CPU does not exist! Closest I could get was getting an i5 6500, which was a part of the recommended specs. What are you going on about? Alright, well, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna select quit on this one. They canceled my new PC. I'm never using them again. 1 star. Well, maybe don't make shit up then. Okay. Well, now I've got this PC I got nothing to do with. Here. I'm just gonna drop that in there. Okay. Well, that was frustrating. But now I could technically fix all of these other PCs, I guess. Sure. Why not? Back to here. We need to replace the power supply. The least I can do right now is recoup a little bit of my money. Let me see. Okay, this is the proper system. Braided black cables! I knew I should have been picking those up. You know what? Enough is enough. Hold on a second. Cables. I'm grabbing all of them that I don't have, and I'm just going to have them on hand. There we go. That's a lot of frickin' cables, but I no longer have to worry about it ever, because I have all of them. $4,000 down the drain, just so I could buy myself some cables. Oh, yeah, right. Hold on a second. Right. Oh, also, let's unplug all the previous cables. I think that's basically all of it. Here, sleeved, braided, plain black. No, for real, that cooler right there is looking like frickin' awesome. I pray I don't have to take it off. Alright, let's power it up. Oh no, boot device. Oh. Wait. Wait. No, that's not right. Wait a second. No boot device. That doesn't make any sense. That's the boot device right there! Oh, game, you did not. Son of a bitch! I just want it to be done. Add to cart. Same day. Bring it on. There we go. Puppies are 3 weeks old today. I think you sent that a while ago, but I'm currently crashing out. Where's that one cable at? There it is. There we go. Yep, it's broken. You slime. All right, well, that means I'm going to need to pop that in. Flip this back up. Okay, I'm gonna make the assumption that this is all done. It says diagnose and fix, and it is completely fixed, so... And there's no way it can have viruses on it, because this is a brand new freaking hard drive. If it gave me that, if it threw that at me, oh, I would take this game and I would throw it out the window. I swear to God. Alright. Place it in the hallway, and let's send it out. PC was busted, but now it's working fine. Thank God. And I might as well also fix these guys as well. Now, what was the problem with this one? Yeah, it says diagnose and fix. I don't recall. It's probably the RAM, honestly. In fact, let me look in my setup here. Yeah. I have a conspicuous new piece of ADATA Premiere Series 4 RAM sitting in there. Hey, it says diagnosed and fixed. Very nice. Now, is there anything else that, they're saying? Plastic blue cables. I gotta say, the cable part is annoying. If it were up to me, and if I could figure out a way to do it, I would absolutely make computers without cables. I don't know how you would do it. I don't know if it would be like some kind of like clamp system or whatever the heck. Like a power supply, clamp down on this part. Send power all out to these locations. Let's go with sleeved plastic plain blue. I will say, I am thankful every single day that I play this game that I am not running into any sort of cables are a hell of a lot easier in this game as opposed to real life. All right, I'll give them that. Okay. Doesn't look like there's anything about viruses in here, so drop it off. What? 4 stars! They even used ADATA parts. How did they know? You told me, you ninny! You absolute buffoon! Alright. Now, replace the CPU and the RAM. Simple enough. No diagnosing, just telling me straight up what the problem is. Sure. Thank you. I appreciate. Now, what type of cooler did they have? I don't remember. AMD fanboy. I like nice and shiny new components. Well, what was your cooler? You know what? I'm gonna assume that it was probably this. Or maybe not. Okay. Let's see. Okay, then there's only one thing it could be, and it's this. Because I remember the other one was sitting in my inventory for a long time. Okay. Now replace the RAM. Easy enough. But you can see just like how much of a mess this game could get. Missing cables, apparently. On what? Oh! Whoops. Ooh, that's pretty. Alright, let's finish up the case. Oh, yeah, I ripped this thing to shreds. Why? Why? Uh-oh. I am not 110% sure why. It could have been the NX, NTX thing. I don't know. I'm a little bit nervous. We'll see what he says. Might come back to me and just be like, you gave me the wrong parts entirely, you scumbag! Thieving scoundrel! Collect. Ooh, things are under control. Things are under control, only barely. My CPU is good as new, and using it is a massive pleasure now. Alright. Doesn't seem to have any problems with the cooler. Right now. Alright, let's discard that. This guy's in transit, this guy's in transit, this guy's in transit, this guy's in transit. Let's say discard that. Here's a bunch of new parts that I just got for reaching level 12. Oh, wait a fuck nugget. Here it is. Intel Core i3-7300. Why did it take so long to finally get that in? I didn't have the part. I couldn't have... This game cheated me. This game cheated me. Oh, how freaking dare them. Jesus. Ugh, fine. So what else do I got? Faster installation upgrade. Faster installation? Oh, you mean like installing apps and stuff. Well, I mean, you know, I kind of like the... So, here's the thing. This is sort of like a PC simulator as well, and I'm not massively interested in, like, it took me forever to finally get the upgrade that allows you to plug in all of these things automatically to the computer. Because, like, that wasn't something that you could do previously. That was, like, you had to, like, connect everything one at a time, very, very slowly. And, like, I just couldn't deal with that anymore because I kept on dealing with, like, PC after PC after PC after PC. And finally I was like, you know what? Yeah, screw it. I've had enough of that. Anyway, well, funny enough, next milestone unlocks NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1080. Right at the gate. Oh, also GPU overclocking as well. I wonder when you unlock CPU overclocking. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, must complete job. Apparently, I decided to go and get a job that I needed to complete, like, immediately. Well, that's a problem for future bit. Oh, well. Anyway, this will do it for this particular stream. However, this is not the end of my PC building shenanigans, because, and I feel slightly bad about this, I went and got an Epic Games Store account. Sorry. For the record, I know there's a lot of people that are very disappointed in me. Specific ones that are moderators of this freaking channel. The reason why I did it is because there are certain games on the Epic Games Store that were funded by Epic Games themselves that will never cross the seas. Like, they will not reach from shore to shore, guys. Like, it's just not going to happen. And, like, Epic Games Store has been around for a really long time, and they've really been building up their repertoire, and, like, it's not better than Steam by any measure, but at the very least, people are tolerated. They tolerate it enough that they're just like, yeah, sure. Why not? I'll make this my home. Like, you know, especially people who are, like, massive fans of Fortnite. Like, the Fortnite heads are absolutely, like, they're totally fine with the idea of making Epic Games Store their home. And, you know, whatever, fine. If that's how it's gonna be, then that's how it's gonna be, I guess. I'm still a Steam fanboy, so, yeah. I'm not leaving just yet. I mean, heck, I kind of want to open it up to having, like, less, I don't know, I almost want to say I want to, like, desynchronize storefronts. If that makes any sense. I don't know what it is. I would like less DRM and the ability to be able to just use my games on, like, anything that I want, please and thank you. Although, I know that there's a whole problem with that. Piracy being the thing. But, yeah, I don't know. Anyways, this is a long rant and diatribe for me to basically say I went and I got Epic Games Store account simply because PC Building Simulator 2 exists on Epic Games Store and nowhere else. And I want to play it. So expect a heck of a lot more PC building shenanigans. Whether or not I continue to play it is another big question mark. Because, I don't know, I like the laid-back simplicity of PC Building Simulator. I don't know whether or not I want it to get any more complicated than that. And I saw the trailer and some of it kind of, like, went over my head. So, I don't know. I kind of hope that they ease you into things and they don't just throw you into the deep end right away. But yeah, that's going to be happening next week. So, I hope you're looking forward to that. It's basically going to be a lot more of me just geeking out about, you know, playing funny video game. So, that'll do it for this stream. I enjoyed myself very much, and I hope you guys enjoyed it too. I stream on Saturdays, Sundays, and Wednesdays, all of them starting at around 7 o'clock p.m. Central Time. The next stream that we got coming up is going to be Deltarune Chapter 4. We're starting up Chapter 4 after finishing up Chapter 3, which... Chapter 3... If you haven't played Deltarune, please do. Like, it is in your best interest to go and play that. It is such a good game. But yes, that's going to be happening on Saturday. Sunday, I'm going to be diving into some more Sam and Max, The Devil's Playhouse, and I will be doing that with Zsyl Starlight. So, look forward to that. We're moving into episode 4, and that involves, like, zombies, which is really interesting. I wonder how that's supposed to work. I don't know. Look, it's like zombie clones, which is weird. Alrighty, I'm going to take off here. Again, thank you guys for coming out. See you next time.